This afternight, this almost dawn here in Buenos Aires, that is 4:22 a.m. I were just sleeping here, and I had a recurrent Nazi practice, Argentina, see the federal gendarme and Kirchner with United Evangelics suffer. You know, these were a very gestalt instant for the Nazis, well and through the Second Reich, that they called. The significantly elemental clear try to blame the superheroes, to making intelligence and making para-intelligence and distant intelligence, also meta-intelligence, they used to call it, and meta-intelligence, that they used to call in the metaphysics elemental form. Where everyone used to proceeding for the possessing the capacities to handling and spiritual elemental powers in a view for what Egypt delivered and in a view for what it used to be the whole of the exercising that this whole just proceeded about making the revivals for the government of the world. Suddenly at the reality of this all used to just taking peoples that they knew organizers, heads and elemental for, which it were and it meant that the pursuit of the powers and domain that they used to having organized as anything and everything in base of the one that, telling the one that has whatever elemental objective as projection, like this Sodom-Gomorrah permanently does about me and more people. And in the view for whatever the meaning is scolding, the purpose of the whole of the reducing, destroying and having the element for supremacy and dignitary superior and the element for worse, which is exactly what Sodom-Gomorrah KIRSCHNERS Argentina with United Evangelics does, with me and with everyone, saying that they are the ones that will say what will be the perfection and the element for worse. Nazi used to make this, and these are the precedents for. So suddenly, at the reality for this day, I just saw Macri's face, and as if I will be the one that will tell him in a very discussion for something which is radically nonsense in this cut and land, with the understanding there are people that doesn't guess nothing and trying to make something which are under the view with 6 of this degenerates in that meeting at this hour, supposedly, for one elemental clear fact that they proceeds about making this, how to anyone will answer and how will anyone say to staging, how will just come, sorry, the elemental view for the answering and for the making the job about how will anyone given the right instant for blacking magazine. So suddenly, at the clear fact for this, and at the reality as this will ever just deliver, they would stage what and who, and why that one perro degenerado of Policía Federal Argentina, pretender of expertise on this cargo and this not left, the whole and the most of the bodies are all the same except for so few. Making the chat of, He thinks he knows something of administration, the liars. And I was explaining what it means, administration of governance, all through 15 years, showing what it is and what it were. Sodom-Gomorrah Nazi KIRSCHNERS. Administrating the hell that they are. Not me. You get it. So, suddenly, at the point of the reality, is exactly what we were through. These casta de degenerados were always para-intelligence and always associated and membership of Nazi and always associated as membership of the whole of the generation this land always provided to remaining and sustaining the shit this class keeps on. I came on exposing them in front of the whole of the world, and we came on making a job and showing what is this like, organizing the complete of the worldist crime, organized crime, and the whole of the values and elements for criminals, which criminals are. Then, at the clear fact of these realities, we found this day that supposedly I will be telling to Macri, excuse me, I'm sorry, I beg your pardon, give me a moment, can I say something? Can I, teacher? Yes, high school, can I? And I myself said so, and I would hear what? At the reality of, the problem consists that here we should making a depuring because of all through the whole Kirchner's administration were made and procedures proceeded and produced in base of forgeries and lies, and gotta be a complete depuring of everything for the restoring the whole as truth because of. I'm gonna tell you one thing. This is exactly the day where would be taken again the government of Israel, the government of the United States of America, the governments of Europe, the governments of Asia, the governments of Africa, the complete of Canada as well, and the complete of the governments where the basis of this still are functional for this class of things. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Are 879,204 members that makes the para-intelligence and this what I called since the beginning the witches corporation of Kirchners and Nazi, Sodom-Gomorrah, Argentina, and Evangelics. What they called Secretary for Security, Paranormal Scientific of Defense and Security of the Nation. There are the most of this Nazi making this, always were. They're supposed fired because of all the pure. The armed forces about the supposed pastime of Nazi making Argentina. This country is based in Nazi, since the name until the whole that here were proceeded and produced permanently, except for the ones that were birthed, not for the goddamn name and the disgusting land, but exactly for the reason of there exists as a real God, which is no Nazi. So, suddenly, I have been with this story that I couldn't end on the sway for my account of Microsoft that this Nazi Sodom-Gomorrah, the liars, they do and they done and it's done. And that they will end already in base of making this. How will be my life and how will be the elements that will be their lives? I'm going to show you what were the first, second and third Reich. That this will be a fifth, actually. So suddenly, we count with the 1920 that were dedicated of the Plekiva and Smar, called Chapar Atasor. Blenki Revefechmot Sechal Gili Refochal Fechmat Sechal Visi Redechla Charetsos Fatim Galkimo Revefechal Chalot Legios Sesel. Bontlekim Borafachman Sechili Bablakti Kadachtas Mosavaso Shafim and Cholbas Matem. Galbetara Sosim. Then, when it started, were 1862. While 1862 were a fever of to discover the powers supernatural stories were in Iran, what it used to be in Egypt, in Blekir, seeking for the marvelous realities for what a human, a superiorness, whatever just becomes, supremacy for the world in base of a plat and a sof. The Tat supposed king. The reality of saying Pharaoh, it didn't mean kings. Pharaoh, which is Pharaoh Anu, will mean actually for what it were Egypt. Superior, elemental, supposed divine, above. It were not king and won't ever happen. So suddenly, Tutankhamun, or Tut, were exactly the Kleki Pohras Visov and Pleviswas Pohras Vespasmats Shuf and Senat and Plekti Marvesosim. From that base, Atleki Rebefochmat Sechalimian Visvarevan, trying to take in whatever elemental for how will be who can, because of they will defeat Elachachai. The same this the CREIDOS that says they come first and not me this, but they will know everything and they will be me. It's exactly the class of it's a complete organization of abominations that they are and they choose us for. Den opvroeg kleki vorgewijs formatie op de sportpechie de hartes bot massage masvan. In bleki formatie via plus making the intelligence for the getting in the whole of the power or elements, like if there will be some serious affairs for the state and for the en bleki mogen we vechidis wat de machtiki misafi kava. En bleki mogen we vechidis os ma plesimavin anta. Angel die mogen we vechidis os gedis ma legasasin pantaote. Lembea bleki mogen we vechidis banse taumatu. In bleki mogen we vechidis os ma legasofan dubatu. Now, how possible, how disgusting, how sick that goddamn land with the burden victims. Suddenly, at the real, the most recurrent here to found is one perra, telling Vení que yo se lo voy a mostrar y yo le voy a dar una lección de vida. Llamame a la bruja y yo voy a ser la más bruja de todas. Esther, vamos a hacer cagado. And it's exactly the class of land. Mierda. With a pardon of victims. Then, Fen Robes Vagin Tlaki Borefach Basbach Matzech Albio Beresosech Aris Matan. L'enquivo breve fechman se revitlar picama blegira focha bleve sosatica fara tassif. Ishkat blegimo breve fachman ansebo blevisim. This land were permanently providing this class of a sickness for the making this. When I ever started to work, January 1st, 2005, and I said, I'm gonna make my job. The whole of the radical word, don't you let it, and take everything off. We're the same at the Reich, but same team. Don't you let them, with access, make the whole of the element for everybody to know and everybody to be aware. Once the dignitary element of the evidence, nobody could avoid the same disgusting sense of evidently. And while the reality of the sickness, which this all means in this all is, incompleteren de geldes fortition volblekeren resmosmet. Blekin reformat se halvika reformal visusvatlivesasim para-intelligence all over the world, even in the US and in the whole of the governments, to the making the elemental staging and briefing carefully. They had to forward at the supposed superiorness with the pleki morave fechman sipo blekava spachave sisasher atsa. That meant at the time the glek bi korevisen. You see Anubis Mansev and you see Amasu Amaram were the meaning of the suit. The supposed superior caste. You see them today in cargo, the most of the supposed expertises, and some subtly making civil intelligence, like the Barros Degenerados of this that I told you, making the stage of, and what he will say, and what the other will say, and makes a very witches degenerados abominados delirando conversation, styling Kirchners and Sodom-Gomorrah, Fuerzas Armadas, Ejército Argentino, and Evangelics, to the making this spiritist session styling Nazi, Sodom-Gomorrah, for the showing what would be like, for the, okay, make the intelligence because of will be responsible on this, and make the witches for they to remain that way. And the evangelic to suppress for this to work. So in the middle of the reality, mess with our business. And starts to making the generation on the supposed superiorness, massive rape and murder of Jewish as whoever to found the breach. Massive rape and murder to everyone as delivered at my name for the supposedly control. The power of the El-Kad Atzor that they said to say at Ankimosen, and terror to describe and say like El Chai Kadosh, in base of meat, hold with my face, with a witchcraft of a degenerado car, and a spell of a degenerado angelico, for that word saying that they will defeat the devil. And Nazi used to say, we see the Bible, and the Bible expresses clearly that the ones that and in base of the degenerations they are exists. Abominables. So through this land is okay and feel of Nazis at the world and the whole shelter for making what they says is the worth and superior. Like happened while PERON and the rest all. Felratis poch niemand lekimo rabas and have blevisos shalev. Ben lekimo ramas vermitacha beso have blevis asavaspasim. They will be, and they will have the powers given by the supposed God with evangelics. The hell in person, the whole together. Republicimi revespachal vesechivit plafesmosim. And supposedly will be a Rabin, every one of them. And supposedly will be the Plefevesichishvasim, the superior God, and they will be kingdom of heaven, that Hitler, the master, the ancestor, couldn't make it. They will care about my generics as well. Ben really fachman sechel vikarin revespot livison spat revespot asema. Galkibon revefachbach machal givisim, while keeps on making the switching on the back doors at my computer, my system, for the plekimo revefachbot leki revefachman sechel blesesim, and my browser that destroyed for redirectioning and switching the values and plugin and the whole of the networks and registers for browser today to have it says, oh, snap. Well, we're permanently and I have it disconnected by the system and dissociates the whole what it means hardware from my system for they to say always for them and thems. And you have no access to these files, my files, in a folder, pretending to do that with the rest, saying that it were always them, and they would have, oh, what a traitor idea. The rest of criminales degenerados, evangelicals de subapaz, Sodoma. Rembo plekimo revefechol, but lekimo revesespeshachim. In klekimo revefechol vesim is only what I allow at my system. Anything to be the diversity over supposed Microsoft Argentina KIRSCHNERS is criminal, and they are going to die for what they do to me and to us. With the same SODOM-GOMORRAH of them, and then Nazi revivals, United Evangelics. Rempa plekimo revespachti, apar revefechpi asvasemo plerima. In klekimo revefachman sechel idiot revesasivav. The reality delivered into Bentlekimo Revespachmatsivaplim, they just were Statica Revesochishvasenim and saying government of the world for the whole of the world to have the same, and they will be the head. They will be me. Doing what I supposedly would do, and being who I will be, or who I said I am. In base also to using stolen technology in deep Arsman, under skin, elemental nanotech in gold and pleking borresmatsan, in pleki reveformat sebil blefis and pleki revefafis, tsanan, to the making control of certain responsive elements wireless being a revejoba plesinig, and will be what I have and what I will do. With crafters, with satellites, and with any other Ejército Argentino, Servicio de Inteligencia del Estado Argentino, Gendarmería Nacional, Policía Federal Argentina, Policía Metropolitana, Gobierno de la Ciudad de Buenos Aires, Policía de Seguridad Aeroportuaria, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, and UNASUR, so es able to. Moving with my hand, satellites, and making a complete element for this casta de mierda going to hell. So, Blagin Morrevefechmachal trying to catch my moment of spiritual. I want the power, like any nazi de mierda, darra. And saying that they will be, and they has rights given by evangelics, nazi de mierda, diablos. Remba plekimo revefachal, that sechma plekima revesim, putting close and saying, I have the hand, I have the hand, I like it too. And Farmas Gomorrah, playing the Fa'atora, Rasarata. And burns in hell, in ashes, everyone. So suddenly, in the reality of the soul, Pleki Boga Respachmat, keeps on making that, I'm going to show that I'm going to control the all these networks and browser. And that's not going to happen. We're going to have it and we're going to show it such because of Hitler's is a demon. We got to protect them. Like the Gestalt, Ben Gericht Vochmansi, Apleki Vochores Vochmansim, Spitla Gimo Revefechni, and Plevisospatik. Fursen, Shekti, and Zen. So through this, the First Reich transcored in a very clicking over a fechbol, the Gisman Rachristo, Themopledisman Sachashvasim, Legimir Fechwan, the Biscot Legivasvan. Glegimor Fechman Sachad, Legimor Sichish Vasam. In Blaimor Fechit Sospat Lemesanim. Galplekir Fechman Sedlekir Fochabat Bla and Seboplevesosigim. Galgir Fechal Blesvien. Amblekim Mecham. Dablekir Foch Basef. In Schlekim Borafacham, in Schlekim Borafachine, Blevesasov Lekim Borafesva, in Scholatika Rafechama. Then, Sloparev Chobablekim, Ravesvachav Levesosplaim. Gelka Fachor, Responsive of Latinal. I switched the shirt and showing what they said and are forging now and making up will be the whole night having sex with them, but where exactly strategy has held while in throat and plan. Jewish will be homosexuals, prostitution, abomination, the generation that they will show. And Hestelt, 1904, with exactly the exhibition for the world of the Pleki Mokovesachisim, the secret societies of the world, to show into Masonry, in those days, that they will be the superior to follow. Like this, the Guarda, Nazi revivals, SODOM-GOMORRAH, KIRSCHNERS, and the bodies. So they had a show, the Pleki in base of spiritual powers. We're going to show that we can make it. With the Nazi Christians making that in the name of the Lord Jesus. There will be found always a demon where God is himself pleased and placed, because of his exactly the Academy, who they are, with them in other evangelics. Rembotlek Magrevefechava and Blevispoterevis Fochalevisosamin, Galbika Revefachmon Secham, and were for about 5 million persons in the world, Jewish, and few with a very staged elemental that they could hold in, but terror chat making any elemental testimony of around anyone which will ever have a power for position offered and to taking, to the giving a lie or a testimonial that they will provide me what I want. Kirchner styling in this hall. And I done it first, and I show you once one around at AIN Ga'atu used to noticing what we're moving and what we're doing. Oh, don't you hear them, those? They are all the time delivering. We are making a job. You have no idea. We're going to do this. Masonry in the whole of the world. So suddenly, the attention focused in the completeness for the liar thinks knows something. We are the ones that are doing. I'm going to show you. Once you see some hocus pocus of some for the stage as possible collectively delivered. And the reality for the Kleki Mohref in the base of where the spirit. And those peoples were shown with a very selective chap, which were called the Gestalt and Tanum. proceeding with the Plequi-Mo'Reve passing while men and women were raped and sacrificed by Nazi. Sodom-Gomorrah. En Plequi-Mo'Reve altísimatim, KIRSCHNERS, una sola. Ben Robat Plech Minterra Fejual Jabal Plech Masajalim, while Terto saying, Lo roban, les está robando con control mental. The same class of a shit that I announce here, and I'm going to show even with this. So suddenly, Impa Plequi-Mo'Reve Fejal Besparani Retes Pasima, Banka Jala Amasvasim. Which give me a moment, I'm going to unplug my router of Telecentro Sociedad Anónima, which are the same, and I'm going to reinitiate this. Sorry. The cotton chair seems like the enemy. So, what it is, elemental truth, an elemental clear, is the clear elemental all over Bentlika Magrebe Fechol Achmat Lechim Boblegiva Ferren. Bentliki Magrebe Fecham, Spat Matin. In Bobleti Retachments, Boblevis Barre Fechal Vesofanas, Ambleki Rovachmont Seboblevis Speak about Fecham. So whatever the argument and excuse, study it with tellers and with the degeneration of I done first and I am the hero of you and you get to follow me. Whoever to be selected about the abomination they concerned, for the match, the superiorness they determinated, just like this, will be admissible. The rest, meet. Especially if there will be some dignitary El Chais, existence and pre-erdilism, remobleki rebefochalevisasef, which this doesn't make us hate Eladon, neither be against or refuse, contrary, for. Belbleki mo'refechal chama, imbleki refochalevisasef. Gleki mo'refech machin at samade, and at this hour supposedly nobody will help me, and they will ever do at freeway whatever they wanted, and will show like the rest told they will be superior and the makers of everything I exist and I am, and also of God himself. So, blenki reveforam svaralki mi revefochlevisasef. At sech mikara in blok mi revefochlevis vasekushva sarchmatlim. In bleki reveforas vachalki misoka plavisasim. In gleki mo'refechalvech vivasbai. En happen de bleki mo'refechalvis potachmi kalcheva plavisospor kleki vishmontachan. In gleki mo'refechalvisasim. Amblaktikara adagmasech ablevisocham ablevisosmut. Il koatzikal arretzachmi ales vital vishmotvet. Kelki bohram chalasma ampasarich matzim. Then is accept a reality, and a reality on the sense and the point for what this still happens around. Spen rabbe fachal vesvika chatz chanamas flevis hosamas votzim. Incompletir retachal vasen tavis motet anblek an ravisvat. Selvish motet chmitable vesos batim. Eltika retachal dasmat an shashoga. And civis bat and civis blogo vagravis vasem. As seplekim borafach mons bat leve and levis vagravis seshmats mans home. el batalla. So this degenerados infernales, I took first, and he roused me with mind control. You saw them all through 1909. First Reich, making the Bleki Rebefach Machalgin. Don't you hear them because of they are all the time making evil and delivering. There's nothing to hear about them and about them. Because of we're prepared for making what they've done like this, perros degenerados stilters. So wherefore about a complete blanquir rebefach matsigal kivirim bachevle fogle besachivisam. And they had then Da'ir Achmare, which were a very leader for Jews. And the world had a very leading moment for the Bleki Rebefach Machalvisasim, and were the core of the Nazi regime for the Bleki Rebefach Matzel Badi Karachmot, and were permanently accused for the making intelligence. And this keeps on behaving on switching system and networks, like if I will be just isolated and they will do what I do. SODOM-GOMORRAH, Argentina, never stops until dies, like any other. So, while and through, Ben Revi format Sechal Bechmachal, this installs and disappears the doors because of were not completed the cycle. Not always is this. Ben G. Revefachman Serra, Vechmat Lachni Sopla Vifal, in Kopleki Revefachman Sopla Vispocha Vefatvi, in Soplas, Saptika Marelach Matsemara. And while this leader for the Jewish about Eladon El Chai that terminated to killing like a judge on the census of one Bleki Revefachman, without the most to understand that Yeshua has said, which were the intelligence over Bleki Bora Refachman Sishish Mosim, the real Mashiach Ha Elachachai Eladon. Malach Ma'anse Achatzi Chachai. At the reality of this, had the Bleki Revefachman Sechanivim Plekesvachnim, in Bleki Revefachman Chalas Masem, and with the mercy, to rescue from this, like in the seasons of Aplakimor and Keresvasem, Liam Blavecha Betekimir, Fachalcha Belosasim. And anybody can say, oh well, but God were making the Blechvesichishvasanim and the proof with them. The reason why Egypt had the moment in the same will we? Because of God Himself delivered them into Egypt for they to be exactly what they were. The Nazi story and the Sodom-Gomorrah, y perros de guardares story, and the same evangelics. So suddenly, at the reality that nobody tells and nobody shows, I'm going to show what this perras infernales starts to saying I said first, and he robs me with mind control, which is them word beat, hold, for the making the rape to our people while profaning me in witchcraft with the name of the Jesus of Sodoma Nazi y Gomorra Nazi Evangelista. Argentina, and the Bleki Mohravefachelidisos Paratis Vasemavim to work to them. And Bleki Revefachman Sechaligish Vasem, making the teller chap saying that they will have me, Kevin Badas postcard because of I wouldn't leave. And my living from here will be a blow chap. At the generate Sodoma Argentina, Ejército Argentino, chupame la banana, sorry for this, perro de mierda. And I will leave this way, they says. Come on, I'm gonna show you. You only have to make in this for we to just handle the situation and you can go. Blow chap. I told you with all facts. And after that, they say rape and murder because of they done. And the rest on the court will agree. Oh, he were admissible and he admitted. So you gotta be because of his law. Sorry for this, but it's exactly the textual and everything. F word, rape. Then, Elemental. Ben krive format sachal batlegi reve format sachalim. Bablega reve fechot sechmat laris vosidish vatav. Van reve chelki mochare focher des fachtim, controlling domain for nothing to be admissible or accessible, and nothing to have, less the condition of the reality to be real, truthful, shown in the world. So they had the pleki reve format sachal pleki mi reve fach bachal visochad plechim reba pleki reve fach batzvat visvi sheratika machavason. And anything like where intelligence to making and destruction and camouflaging, controlling domain to showing superior, elemental like a divine. We have everything. We show power. We are superior. Nobody can touch us. Nobody can do a thing but us. With name of anything to be element of attention for the supposed dignitary of superiorness and unscratchable, unstainable, impeccable element to be you, superior. And whoever tears, karatai, to stain, to scratch, to please. Rembo pleki moheves fasidishmats, pa pleki mohemitino. KIRSCHNERS are this. And the whole perro de cuarta, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Evangelista Unido. And considered of expertise, SODOM-GOMORRAH, Argentino NACIÓN. With that emblem of the inherent fathers, because of will be had, and will be the element for Sodoma. We are the machos, we have it big. Gotta be perfect. Betleki mogre fechmat sechel idiote vesafim. Bleki mogre fechal bligis vaselav. Am bleki mogre fechal chamaglav. In bloki begre smotle visesh vasima. Chel chamave. Nasi have done the same. And the same have done at Tabor. And the same have done Pi Amera. And the same have done Bisvasar. And the same have done Kobalim. And the same have done Besu. And the same have done Kakinot, and the same Babel, and the same Biaro, and the same Kambawu, and the same Baalatu, and the same Balubamub, and the same Babalot, and the same Koverot, and the same Chobalam, and the same Pansaora, and the same Ishkatar, and the same Cherchat, and the same Patsaor. Just like Hitler and KIRCHNERS. And UNASUR. Ejército Argentino will be the elixir of the world for the Blekin Bohar-Fachmachalkim, delivering the whole that they needed and expected to have that the ancestors couldn't reach. They will do now, because of they will brought the master, Luciano Troiano, the poor corrupted kid, Bami, for it to make him a supposed stage. Rempa pleki mohreve sechave pleki migreve fochave sim, Yeshua Hasaret. Elachachai Mashiachcha. Kalberamo pleki mohreve sechim, where apa atarocha, THZAO'M. Dan su ampu ana arato. Then with insochal amberam, and what it were at asar kavoch, and suram amarus. With varot ades orasu, el Kaiser, which were not ill, but not for Italy. Ben Rabbe Fachman Sachili Atavak, Angeva Blachman Chavesinim. Blekin Mogre Fechor Blevisvatara Sechalivisosastich Matsevamin. Anyone opportunistically seek abominable freak in the world, we're taking elements like, and are only of gibberish. And this comes my opportunistic washing face for, oh buddies, I'm gonna use it because of, and this will be the truth. About the, I told you and I said first, the one that, Ben Revefachmat Sechalikish Reich second. Ben Klikim of Revefachmat Simasim, Ban Klikim of Revesim, already the whole like this have done in 2003, 2004, and a little before, expecting the master to the head taking in base of, we have it here and we are going to get something from here because of evangelics already shown us and already told us that this will be. And Carnival is going to help us a lot because of he has the control in each one of us. And where? Ben Revefachmat Sechalikivi Revefochem Ablegivis Fachmat Sevam. Ambleki Revefachmat Sechalbetivish Fosim. And Rembobleki Revefochet Levis Sechma Halbisechma Sechalim. And I will become like they began. With the video. Yeah, he makes my control, and I told you he rots to the state. We got to come to the Jewish for they to pay us for what he's done to us, and the ones that helps him because of nothing works there. And put in the whole of the world the Jewish. That is a bed for them to be getting for and killed because of. We get that out of this. Bot legim of Ravesefam. And shloker Ravefochavim, Amblevesvotzivim. Leia bleki Ravefochavim, Vesvativisma Shechalvesmatim. In blogim of Ravefachivim, Blavesvoseveshev. Eblekim of Ravesvam, Selbasvetish. Republikim of Ravesvasiviseshev, Semboplat and Kerkomos Monemiv. Ilaki Ravefochavim Vesvashvan. Tolati and Chelchud and Tevesmoti. In spot livis monashver. Reta Chidikimispat and Plevesafim. Skalchal Vespatsikan, Skalchal Asvas Vesina. In spot Lenikan at Lesov. Talveki Ravefogmatzil, Mas Vesomav. Incompletica Ravefechoval, Pans Vesamavim. Serchol Batlekim of Ravefachal Vesav, and Plevesochav Blasamid. Incompletica Ravechal Vesevasim. So there used to being these people taken, while and through. After the first ever World War and World Road Habasmasim, and called War Roads one Asvesov, forget the list, which this were very pronouncing for what it were the Piatzor then. The War Roads Habableki Ravesvofogamasim were not mentioned for World War. Were actually the Blekir Ebachovat and Samoplevesasim, saying, we are in the domain already, the base and the core, we win. For Nazi. So through this, intelligence of the world were making a very look around what potential, what to learn, what to understand, and what to proceed with for the MAHO'D. And never let go, no peace. For the control domain and remain what will be element for power and element for the MAHO'D that they will need. All through this, and about the Glekimor, as met Likimor Revefochbat Letzig. A slew at Lekimor Revefachbat Lekimor Revefochalisosim in base of they will play the superior Egypt, like this. Pont Lekimboraf, and Lekimor Revefachlachim, start to make the Lekimor Revefachal Visot Lekim the Bachalakimis Spacham at Lechem at Tonker Bob Levis Spatsiman, then Lekimor Revefachalikivis of Habetis Patavis Spachar Achamatlavim, and saying that they wouldn't be defeated, and show it to the world. Of the magic world, the Klegimor Revefachal Visechnesim, Sodom-Gomorrah, Babylonia, Egypto, Bin Sodaru, Amaram, Ambesim, the reunion of the whole of the clans of the Pleki Barreves of Hamasafim, ethnic revivals, KIRCHNERS nasuren des degenerados, and blekimo revefechal giving them the whole of the spaces and news for their main business, having the best ever elemental like KIRCHNERS and des degenerados, whoever abominable criminal degenerate, saying we are gonna win and we are gonna show you that we are gonna send the bleki revefachmatzim and we are gonna give you the salvation and the best of our superiorness and holiness, and we will be like hats in bleki revefachmatzim. And third, to calling also to Elohimbo and to MAHO'D Pantheon. Gelgo revefachmatzim. Skol revefachmatzia blevesvotech viachmatzel am blevesochbat levesosidiga. Republikim revesochbashveki revechmanam blai basveg ishafam. And they proceeded about making the plegi revefachmatzua levesoshachinatim. We don't first, we're the superior. Who would be but us? And plegi revefech levesosidi, of course, and plegi mastashvesia, berevetivosuba. And my fantasy that I will be who I am and I will do what I do. And only then will be me. And will do what I do. Because of they will be government and they will have rights and everything will be admissible for them, no matter what. Who will be I? And who will I think I am? And what the right will I think I have to say what I say and doing what I do. And they will control and giving a very Bible way for good uses to this. And they will have the stars, the prices, the superior elemental prestige and money, and will call for the whole of the world to take a positions in the governments and showing that they will show and giving the elixir of the kingdom of heaven. They come first. The less fortunate. I handle the less fortunate. And helping and delivering the real ones with not sick freaks degenerados, making a business of my life for they to remain in showing the heroes of the Blechamasim, la bragueta saltarina de los degenerados of the Sodoma. Abominable mierda enferma, sorry the word. Ever after, Shalah, they are. Remboblegimo revefechal bespraktika revefochamaklima. Lenkiva revefochmachal bisibisi shvatsemir. Every day making a degeneration and a witchcraft and a profanation and evangelista degenerados in the name of Jesus to be to transfer, which nothing transfers because of God is not there, but diablos, which they are, forever. Banchava, implokimo revefechua plebesasir. Implekimo revefachmatsimam. Ampleki revefochad. Destroying and ruining our people for they to having place and showing up that they will do. Proceeding at slave having for power's source. Proceeding at the destruction for bad groups and families being raped and murdered to testing and proof for the Reich that they will be the superior and they will found the elixir power of Sodom-Gomorrah, Nazi, like this. Everyone learning how to staging and confusing the mind and making the mind control power and showing that will be superior, making the confusion and understanding. We show you, we domain you, we are superiors. No one will be but us, and you turn to showing superiorness, and I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna making my pleasure receive, and I'm sorry the grotesque. I'm helpless. I'm blaming my Rabbi Fechman said it last month. Incomplete Rabbi Sachbesi. God blaming my Rabbi Fechwa, Rabbi Sachbesi, the Cheshvasech, Mablanisma, and Retacham. And never releasing nobody, for nobody could giving the reality data and they are once known. Unless to escape for embarrassing themselves in front of the world. We show you. Bentley of Rebesachim, everyone had a day, no one would escape. KIRSCHNERS, SODOM-GOMORRAH, EVANGELICALS-UCD, PREIN'S, CARNIVAL'S, cabreras, anacondias, crudos. And the rest all associated. No one will escape. Oh, you want something? Show that you got faith, and the Lord is going to give you that faith. Nothing ever happens, it's all okay. You just have to go to a church, otherwise you're going to be a demon. MAHO'D, los diablos degenerados de Sodomalandia. Evangelistas argentinos con el perdón de víctimas. Which are not victims, justice for. Rempoplekim Rebefachal, Amplekim Rebesachatim, KIRSCHNERS, on the no lo dejes escaparse, que no tenga nada y que el mundo no puede decir que nosotros le hicimos esto y no vamos a avergonzar a la patria, por supuesto, nosotros somos, ¿qué se cree? Y nosotros decimos primero que yo voy a dejar mi carrera, me caga la carrera, le voy a dejar irnos así nomás, yo no voy a perder lo que me gané, lo que tengo, por supuesto. Legado argentino. El jaguar valiente. Von Rebefach Mansejal de Ki Rebefojal y Masin. La gata sodomita, que tampoco es una gata. Argentina. Gombarra me plech masechal givisosem. Rotlevit farravesechal dat legimos fogel besasim. Inklekim orevefach huad levesasar. Remoplech machal gimim. They staged themselves the brave chower. In these terms, themselves. Von Rebefach Mansechal Miki mi Rebefochal Besasim. Remaplegim al Rebefochal Besvita al Rebesosle Besashvasar. Then happened the Plegim of Resim. And once that made them the disasters ready for the saying they will never give in and they will make it. The reason why Masonry kept the elements that will be proceeding the legacy in the whole of the world. Nazis, secret societies, the reason why of the shelter, especially where no one will ever just come around or see, or will easy die, the class, the root, Argentina, and then associations worldwide. So, Blanca Redefech Mansechel Diablegi Rafocha Lecherasim. I do first. It's me. I see. And I saw the complete of the player of the Joseph Merole Misfasi. And I saw you. Where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? My poetry. Remoplega Matsecha Matlecha Vefecha Legimi Graves